Okay, let's dive right into this fascinating explainer. We're going to take a tour of your internal engine, but with a bit of a twist. We're stepping right into the cells of a totally unsung hero inside your body, and it's going to speak directly to you. It's a pretty incredible way to understand just how hard our bodies are working behind the scenes. So imagine your very own internal engine is giving you a personal, behind-the-scenes tour of its daily grind.
I am your pancreas, it begins. And even though you rarely give me a second thought, I am literally the one providing the energy your cells need every single time you blink or your heart beats. Think about that for a second. We are always obsessing over our hearts, our brains, our lungs, right? But tucked away deep down behind your stomach is this organ working tirelessly just to ensure every single cell in your body has the fuel it needs. It is a completely hidden powerhouse.
And man, this powerhouse is incredibly compact. We're talking barely 3 ounces, measuring just 6 inches long. It's nestled deep inside your abdomen, hanging out in a super crowded, bustling neighborhood right alongside your liver, your kidneys, and your spine. It doesn't take up much room at all, but the sheer volume of work it pumps out from this tiny little piece of real estate, it is absolutely mind-boggling.
Now, if you're trying to picture what this 3-ounce organ actually looks like, there's a wonderfully vivid comparison that hits the nail on the head. Just imagine the tongue of a panting dog, but with a distinct pinkish-gray color. It's elongated, a little bit textured, and it's just quietly sitting there doing all the heavy lifting for your entire digestive and endocrine systems.
Part 1. The 2-in-1 gift, managing hormones and digestion.
Let's look at the digestive side of things first. This organ is essentially a miraculous 2-in-1 gift box given to you completely for free, tirelessly managing both your complex digestive process and your intricate hormonal balance. On the digestive front, well, your stomach uses incredibly harsh acids to break down your meals, right? But when that acidic food moves into your delicate small intestine, it could cause severe damage or ulcers. So to protect you, your tiny 3-ounce pancreas produces a massive 32 ounces, literally a full eighth of a gallon, of salty, acid-neutralizing fluid every single day. Just process that math for a second. An organ weighing 3 ounces is manufacturing 32 ounces of protective fluid daily just to keep your internal lining safe. Crazy, right?
This whole process triggers a highly coordinated chemical dance. The very moment you start eating, your nervous system fires a quick alert to your brain. Your brain then immediately switches on millions of microscopic factories inside the pancreas. Next, as food enters the intestine sends out this rapid chemical SOS called secretin. Getting this message, the pancreas instantly floods the area with that salty fluid to neutralize the acid. It's a perfectly timed, lightning-fast communication network, all happening completely without your conscious effort.
Remarkably, though, your body is engineered with some pretty intense fail-safes. Even if your pancreas's fluid production was suddenly cut in half, or, say, stopped entirely, you wouldn't be in immediate fatal danger. Your saliva and stomach juices would actually step up to act as backups. But here's the catch. Digesting your meals would suddenly go from a completely unnoticeable background process to a very painful, difficult chore. So yeah, you definitely want this system running at full capacity for sure.
Part 2. The 3 master enzymes, the alchemy of digestion.
So neutralizing acid is really just the basic defense. The real magic happens when the pancreas deploys its 3 master enzymes. These enzymes are essentially designed to fundamentally transform the very chemical nature of the food you just ate. First up, we have trypsin. Trypsin attacks heavy proteins and breaks them down into amino acids, which your body uses for repair. Next is amylase, which targets starches and carbohydrates, converting them into glucose for immediate energy. And finally, lipase goes to work on fats, melting them down into usable fatty acids and glycerin. It's this incredibly precise 3-pronged chemical attack.
What this all boils down to is that whether you're feasting on the world's most expensive, elaborate delicacies, or just sitting down to enjoy a simple, humble home-cooked meal, the end result is exactly the same. The pancreas acts as this master chemical factory, taking whatever you put into your mouth and breaking it down into the entirely different microscopic fuels that your body actually runs on. It is quite literally the ultimate equalizer of diets.
Part 3. Insulin and blood sugar. My most delicate job.
Now, as hard as the pancreas works on digestion, its most fragile, complex, and vital responsibility by far is hormone production. It produces a miraculous hormone called insulin. We just talked about how enzymes turn starches into glucose for fuel, right? But that fuel is totally useless if it's just floating around in your blood. Insulin carefully regulates your blood sugar levels and acts as the precise, specific key that allows your individual cells to actually unlock, absorb, and use that glucose fuel. Without insulin, the energy is sitting right there, but the doors to your cells are firmly locked.
And if the pancreas fails at this incredibly delicate balancing act, the result is diabetes. This is a severe, life-altering condition where, tragically, your cells literally starve for energy because that crucial key is missing. And at the exact same time, toxic amounts of unused sugar build up dangerously in your bloodstream. It's a terrifying dual threat, really: starvation at the cellular level and toxicity at the blood level.
Part 4. The evolution of insulin, when medicine steps in.
For most of human history, a failing pancreas meant a slow, painful, and completely unavoidable decline. The body simply couldn't sustain itself. But human ingenuity eventually stepped in to save millions of lives, and tracking this history is fascinating. Starting way back in 1921, scientists first discovered how to harvest life-saving insulin from animals like dogs and cats. Later on, in various Muslim countries, insulin derived from goat pancreases or blood was utilized to adhere to cultural and religious dietary laws. And today? In the modern era, genetic engineering has completely changed the game. Scientists can actually alter the genes of bacteria, turning them into microscopic factories that safely mass-produce pure human insulin for injections. It is an absolute triumph of modern medicine.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. The next time your heart beats, or you blink your eyes, or you simply take a breath, take a moment to think about that relentless, invisible work happening right behind your stomach. You might be the main character of your life, but are you taking care of the 3-ounce hero that keeps your story going?